What's up? What's up? It's your man ChazzEllis once again, and I'm giving you the information that y'all asked me about. Today I actually got, and they may have sent it before it did, but today is when I read it. I actually got a real good comment asking a question that a lot of people probably have, but most people don't ask. Most people won't ask this question, so I did decide to use it because it was different than what I get from most people. But I do think it's on a lot of people's mind. And here's how it went. She put the comment on here. And this is from Laurenis Liriano. I'm hoping that I got that right. I'm somewhat sure, but, I'm 50-50 on it. I don't know. I hope I got that right. I'm saying Laurenis Liriano. That's what I'm calling her. You could correct me if you need to, but I tried to get that right. Okay, anyway, here's what the comment said. First of all, she was very complimentary, so that made me want to answer it even more. She said, "You're the best, I swear. You're real and you keep it 100, and you actually make sense. Plus, you're handsome. Well, thank you." She put laugh out loud after that, but I'm gonna take it as that was not a joke. I watch all your videos. I have a question though. How can you get an ex back when they're already with someone else? And how do you know whether they love the rebound or it's just to get you jealous? Okay, that's good questions. Or when to really let go and move on. That's a good question. That's all it's a lot of questions added up to be one thing. But that's a good question. And the reason why I thought it was a good question is because most people wouldn't ask it. Because what most people tell you to do, whenever you really like somebody, and they're not with them anymore, y'all broke up for whatever reason, the average person is going to tell you just need to move on. I'll forget about him. Forget about her. Move on. Forget about it. Well, that's easier said than done. If you don't feel like you're done with the situation, it makes it harder to move on and find somebody else. You have to have some sort of closure in your own mind. You have to feel like you did whatever you could before you're ready to take a lot of the steps to get out of that situation and stop dealing with that person. Plus, I don't know. She may have done something to him to break up their relationship. I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened. So, we're going to work under the thought process that you want to get this person back. And I'm going to give you some advice and some information that most people wouldn't give you, to let you know how you can go about the business of trying to get somebody back. Because like I said, until you feel like you've done all you could, you're probably not going to really be able to let go anyway. So there's no point in being fake and pretending like you're over somebody that you're not over. That's silly, really. Okay, the first thing you want to do is extend an olive branch. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times when you break up with people, you just completely stop talking to them. Y'all have some sort of bad blood that starts working between you, especially when they have a new person. When they get a new person, a lot of times that causes people to have a certain feeling of you got jealousy inside of you, and more often than not, it turns the situation into bad blood. Before you can start working on getting back with an ex, you have to extend an olive branch. You have to try to meet them in the middle and alleviate some of the tension that you guys have between you. So what I would say do is hit that person up via text message or something like that. I wouldn't call because a call is kind of personal and they don't like you right now. So what I would do is hit them over with a text message and just be like, hey, I don't like the way things ended between us. I would like us to still be friends. Always go with friends. I'll tell you why. If you come back trying to get with the person and they got another person, then they have no choice but to dismiss you. They have no choice but to say, hey, I can't talk to you really. But if you come back on a friendship tip, if they do like you, if they have any kind of a connection to you still, a lot of times they'll take that and let you have an opportunity to talk to them a little bit. They'll be like, yeah, you know what? Okay. Just as friends, that's cool. Yeah, we can do that. But, they might still be feeling you a little bit, but it gives them that excuse that they can sell the other person on. Like, okay, I'm just being friends. I'm just being mature. When really they probably do want to talk to you and they do want to connect with you in some way. So you can do that. It works. So extend that olive branch. make that little, tell them, give them an opportunity to talk to you by extending that olive branch. Next, after you extend the olive branch and they accept it, if you say, hey, let's be cool again, let's be friends again, when they accept that, if and when they accept it, then you want to go ahead and go to the next step. But you want to chill for a second. You don't want to just go rush in there and start doing stuff. You want to chill for a second and solidify that. See if they contact you after that. That's even better. If they contact you and say, how you doing? What have you been up to? Yada, yada, yada. Y'all start talking. That's even better. Because once you communicate with somebody, once you get a conversation going and a dialogue, that's going to give you an opportunity to start mending some of those fences and get yourself in a situation where y'all cool again. If they don't get back at you, it is what it is. But at least you extended the olive branch and they took it. So whether they get back at you or not, what you want to do next is you want to reconnect on social media. That means on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. You want to just reconnect on one of those types of social media. And the reason why you want to do that is because that gives you an opportunity to tell them stuff without directly telling it to them. You know what I'm saying? If you look at what I'm saying, it makes sense. It gives you the opportunity to tell them stuff without directly telling them anything. See, you don't have to text them every couple minutes or days or whatever the heck and try to tell them something. You can put something out there for the world and then they get to see it. Now, what I want you to also do is don't look at their social media. Don't look at their Facebook. Don't look at their Twitter. I know you probably already have been doing that. So I should say stop looking at those things. Even if you've been blocked, you've probably created another account or something like that and looking at their stuff. Even though that sounds stalkerish and crazy, that's actually pretty normal. It is stalkerish and crazy, but it's pretty normal because people are crazy. Anyway, you don't want to look at their social media because that'll give you the same effect that you're trying to give them. You want to show them through social media that you're doing what they're missing, basically. What I mean by that is, before you even connect with them, before you even hook up with them on social media, you want to get all new pictures, looking good in all your pictures. Work all your angles, everything you can. Show pictures of you being out in the club, doing new stuff, hanging out with people, yada, yada, yada. But what I don't want you to do under any circumstances is show pictures with dudes. This is for chicks especially. Don't show pictures with people of the opposite sex. And I'm going to tell you why. Here's something that a lot of women don't know about men. Men in general believe that every woman wants a relationship. It's true. And most of us don't really feel too grateful about you wanting to be in a relationship with us because we think that you would be with anybody. We feel like we're the person that wifed you up. You probably wanted to be with other dudes, but maybe they just didn't want you. So if we break up with you and you immediately go out there and start talking to a bunch of other people, it basically confirms to us that we really wasn't all that special. We just the person that decided to wife you up. And now we figure like if you're talking to all these other dudes, they're probably smashing, but they just don't want to be with you. So now you come running back to us. Not helping your case. You want to make sure that above all, you're not making it look like you out here getting smashed by a bunch of dudes. You want to show him that you've moved on by yourself. That you're doing well on your own. You don't need some other dude to prop you up. You can do and stand on your own. That's going to separate you from most other women. Because most other women have trouble standing on their own. Now I'm not talking about financially or any of that kind of stuff. I'm talking about emotionally, just doing their own thing and having their own good life. So that's something that you want to make sure that you can show him because that's going to make him want you even more. Plus, another thing about it is you don't want to sleep with other dudes. You don't want to really... You can connect with dudes and hang out with them a little bit, but I wouldn't sleep with them for this reason. You're in a position right now where you're longing for this other guy. That's putting you in a position where you're very vulnerable and you're probably going to get used. You're probably going to get used pretty bad by some dudes who are going to take advantage of that situation. What you're feeling for him, your loneliness and all of that. You don't want to put yourself in that position because it just sets you back. All right, so show him you've moved on or show him you're doing well. Show him things are going your way. But don't necessarily get involved with all the other guys and crap. Don't do that. Just show them sexy, be sexy, not slutty, but sexy pictures on Instagram or Facebook or whatever he's on, show you going out, having a good time with your friends, and that you really just enjoying and loving life. That's going to make him more jealous than anything. That's going to make him get involved, want to be involved with you more than anything. That's a promise. Even if he ain't really thinking about you right this second, he will be when you're doing that. Because he'll be like, damn, she looking good now. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's going to be like that. So, after that, let's recap, because we're going to the last one. There's 4 things that you need to do. After that, I want extend the olive branch. Reconnect on social media. Number 3 was let them know you're doing well. Once you've done that, this person should be ready to try to talk to you and try to connect with you. Because now, once you do all that, you got to start letting him connect. Hit him up every once in a while with some messages or something like that. You know, call him every once in a while, whatever. But you got to start letting him connect after that. Once you've given him the open doorway and let him know you want to talk to him again, don't expect him to chase you, because if he didn't wrong you in the beginning, he's probably not going to chase you. If you wrong somebody, you're going to have to sacrifice yourself a little bit on the altar of humiliation. That's how it is. That's what guys do. That's why guys get girls back a lot. You're going to have to do that. Because if you wrong somebody, you're going to have to, at some point, sacrifice yourself a little bit and to get them to want to come back, or get them to let you come back. If you didn't wrong them, but you still want them back, hey, you're still going to have to sacrifice yourself a little bit. It's just the way it is. That's the only way you're going to feel like you got closure. Anyway, when he does start wanting to reconnect with you again, because he probably will, this is your opportunity to do number 4. Speak your heart. Speak your heart. And the reason why I say speak your heart is because this is what a lot of people do. They do all this work to get back with somebody and to start talking to somebody again, to reconnect with another person. And then when they get that opportunity and the person calls them and starts talking to them, they try to play it cool. They try to pretend like they don't care about the person and they don't want them back. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing well. You already showed them that you were doing well. Now you want to show that person why they're the only one that will do. Why they're the only person for you. I don't care about all these other people. Yeah, you saw I put cool pictures on Facebook and a lot of dudes was complimenting me on them and, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I ain't talking to none of them, as you can see. I'm not messing with none of them. I just like you. I want to be with you. I want to reconnect with you. Let that person know your heart. You're going to have to apologize sometimes. You got to do some different things that you might have to do. But let that person know your heart and understand where you're coming from. Because once you have done that, you may get the person back. It may happen. It's hard to reconnect in relationships. You may get that person back. But no matter what, you're going to get the closure that you need. You're going to feel like you got that closure that you needed. So either way, whether it works or doesn't work, it has a pretty decent success rate, so it could work. But if it works or if it doesn't work, you're going to have done everything that you needed to do. Because I want you to understand the fact that a lot of this stuff that you're doing is healthy. Extending the olive branch is really your way of being able to apologize for whatever you felt you did wrong. That's your way of being able to reconnect the avenues. That's a part of the healing process. Reconnecting on social media is a way for you to change your relationship with that person. When you start getting that, let them know that because you're letting them know that you will connect with them and you will be a friend to them and you will have a good, friendly relationship. That's good because it keeps you from harboring hostility. And there's no reason for you to harbor hostility towards that person because they're not helping you. Letting them know you moved on, that you're doing well. Here's the thing. To trick somebody into believing you're doing well, you kind of have to start doing well. It's pretty hard to keep tricking somebody without living a little bit of it. To take those pictures out at the club, you got to go out to the club. To take those pictures with friends and family members, you have to go and hang out with friends and family members. So that's part of the healing process. And when I told you not getting with new guys and all that kind of stuff, see, that's keeping you from getting another guy as a crutch also. You understand? So while you're doing these things to get with him, you're also healing. which makes you even more attractive because a healthy person is 10 times more attractive. And when you speak your heart, that's the final plea, but it's also the final step. You're getting over everything because you're telling this person exactly how you feel. And a lot of times that's really all we wanted, was to tell somebody exactly how we felt. And when you get over that, it helps you move on. Because if they accepted it and they took you back in, great. But if they didn't, you already did everything you could. You pledged your heart. That's all you could do. Now, with those things out of the way, that's what you're going to have to do. I try to answer all the questions asked of me. You said, is he using the other person as to try to make you jealous or whatever? There'd be no way for me to know that, because I'd have to know what's going on between them and their relationship. There's no way for you to know that. That's not even something you want to concern yourself with, because it really doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't matter. He's either still wanting to be with you or he doesn't want to be with you. And going through the 4 steps that I just laid out, that's going to let you know. So really, what he has with her doesn't really matter. It's never about somebody else. It's always about you. So, another thing is whether you should just move on. Do these things. And if you feel like moving on after you do those things, then cool. Now you can move on. You know, eventually y'all gonna either get back together or you're gonna have to move on. So I think if you need to probably try these things for your own closure, rather than just pretending to move on. That's how you go from bad relationship to bad relationship. Not closing the door on one relationship and trying to move on to another one. So I think you're actually right. You have acknowledged that you still want to be with this person. And that's a really strong step right there. So hope I was able to answer your question and give you the information that you needed. Once again, it's your man, Chazz Ellis. Anybody got these questions for me, you can leave them in the comment box. Some people y'all don't want your identities told or something like that, so go ahead and leave it in the message box for me. And I'll go ahead and try to answer it for you. Once again, like I said, Chazz Ellis. Hope I was of help. Oh yeah, hit me up on Facebook, and somebody at my like page is AskChazzEllis on Facebook. Peace.